All right. So I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rokakodash, double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutation to the men that push in this word in sincerity and in all truth. All right. So I just want to jump into this lesson. This lesson is based upon the wickedness of Elam. All right. Today. All right. Because here we have these Elamites. All right. That does do a lot of wickedness to oppress Jake. And they just do it off a spite. You understand? Now, when I say that, right, how these, because even the so-called white man, he said that he don't want Elam under him because Elam is like underminers, right? You will bring them in your business and they will undermine you down to nothing. And them will take all your riches. That is how they does move, all right? Let me say a man of Israel descent, rich and wealthy, right? How these Elamites think, because they just feel like they are the smartest people on the earth. So how them just think is like they will send a Elamite girl to that Jake man, let she marry them and whatever is the case, and she will not come of the mind to become his genuine wife. She will be there to learn his secrets, all right, to learn how to get his riches from underneath him, and she will go back and plot with her people to undermine this Jake so that they could be rich. You understand? That is how these wicked ass Indians does move. You understand? So I just want to bring a clip here where a man was bringing out the wickedness of these West Indians, these East Indians in the land of Trinidad here today. All right, so let me just bring it out.
I have here in front of you the Bishop Head Office, Minister Terence Yassin. Trinidad and Tobago, the playing field must be level. You all remember Dr. Delia Gabriel, a young intern who used the word coolie and was dismissed from the Ministry of Works in 2018. And I want to bring to your attention about Dr. Sao, Avina Sao, who said the most racist thing about African people in this country called Trinidad and Tobago. He said Africans are monkey. He said Africans are killers. Africans are robbers. Africans are thieves. All Africans could do is like Floyd in the United States of America, George Floyd in the United States of America. They say his patients said they don't want no Africans attending to them. This is what an East Indian doctor named Dr. Avina Sao said about African people in this country called Trinidad and Tobago. He said all the police officers in the TTPS of African descent, all they're good for is to carry a gun and they are a bunch of dunce. He beat the chest. He said, I have money. This is what's taking place in our country. Victimization for Africans. And we're seeing pat on the finger for East Indian doctors who say worse than what Dr. Delia has said. Dr. Delia said, coolie, use the word coolie. And she lose her internship. She lose her license was taken away from her. But I want to tell you all Trinidad and Tobago this afternoon. I'm going to stand up right in front of here, in front of the Minister of Health Office, calling on Dr. Terence Yassin to reinstate Dr. Delia Gabriel. It's time Trinidad and Tobago, the playing field will level. The medical board, which consists 99.9% of board members and the executive member is Indian. So what you're trying to say? African is good to be doctors in this country? African is not good to practice their profession with this young lady, study so hard, parents, make her parents proud, and today where she is. Today she's a hustler. She said, Wendell, I'm a professional hustler. What is a professional hustler? She work in taxi. She's selling in the market in Port of Spain. Yeah. And Dr. Yassin, who is responsible for this young lady, who they dismissed this African young doctor, but we have Dr. Sao calling African people monkey, and he's still practicing in this country. I want to make it worse. He's not even a Trinidadian, he's a Guyanese national. So I am going to come here and sit down here for 7 days, and I'm calling on the Minister of Health to reinstate this young African girl who they take away her future, take away her dreams. Thank you, ladies and Trinidad and Tobago.
All right. So here we have a man expressing the disappointment, all right, of this Israelite girl who studied to be a doctor, and because she called one of them a coolie, right, they take away her her credits, basically. The take away she internship, the take away she all the things that she studied, and she was awarded. The take away these things from her. But here you have these Indians calling Negroes in Trinidad, they're calling them niggers, they're calling them monkeys, you understand? And all these kind of bywords, right? And nobody not doing these East Indians nothing. You understand? But as soon as a Israelite person do something, right, all these other nations quick to jump on Israel back. You understand? But when these other nations doing the thing, nobody not putting them in check. All right? Because how these East Indians does do the thing, all right? I even some years ago I bounced up on a document where it's showing you how these East Indians does try to undermine the Israelites. You understand? Where they're calling Africans, because this man here talks saying Africans, but we know through the scriptures of the Lord that we are Israelites. You understand? So the document was showing you that in their doubles, right, because doubles is a thing that the say East Indians created, but we know that Jacob is the former of all things. All right? So anyway, they say that the doubles that they're making, they say that, because I don't know if people ever walk by a double stand and smell the chana, right? It's smelling basically like tutu, like faces, right? Majority of the times, what these East Indians does do, they does mix faces with the doubles. You understand? Because there's no way to tell via you does get kind of scent in it. You understand? But there's no actual way to tell. But they does mix that with faces to sell Jakes it. You understand? To sell black people it. That is how wicked they are. You understand? I could even remember just recently, I went to a roti shop in Sawa, right in Trinidad here, called Patraj. Now when I went there, I ordered a roti and I realized that the girls and them sitting down playing while I had to get my order. So I ended up letting them know. I say, what going on here? I want my order to go. You understand? Same time, one of the bosses hear that and come out and start a quarrel with them. So when the girls had to take out my roti now, right, I told her, I say, I didn't really mean for the quarreling thing with your bosses. It's just that all they're saying down there and I wanted my thing to go. I have my business to do. You understand? So she say, no problem, that is all right. Right? So they fix my nice roti, a big nice roti. Right? The next time when I start to come there now, I notice every time I buy roti, is one particular girl coming to do it. And when she doing it, she giving me half a spoon of meat, half a spoon of gravy. And when she done with the roti looking like a doubles. You understand? Because a doubles is a very small fast food. You understand? It's just 2 bara and some chana, right? And the roti is supposed to be even bigger than that. And she started treat me with spite. You understand? So much so that I stopped go Patraj and buy. I used to go over buy selfies, and I stopped buy from selfies because when I went there, I tell the woman, I say, as a person love plenty sauce in my roti. I don't like to eat a dry roti. You understand? And what she did, right, she does mark it on the bag so the workers and them just see the order and they don't know what to do. But I noticed that the workers there, right, giving you, when the Indians doing the order, the Indians giving you no sauce and all this kind of thing. You understand? So I just want to show you a clip where I buy a roti. I told them to put sauce in it. They said that, yeah, we put plenty sauce in it, but you're seeing the spite in these Indian people. You understand? When I opened the roti was dry. So I will just show you a clip of that. All right? This is it here. Right? Look how dry this roti looking. The roti looking like it had no sauce in it. You understand? And this is the spite that these Indian people just do. You understand? Look how dry that roti looking. All right? These are the spiteful things that these Indian people does do black people, Israelite people. Right? So this is the book of Psalms 83 and verse 1. It says, "Keep not thou silent, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo thy enemies make a tumult." A tumult is like a noise, right? And where's the noise that these enemies does make? Don't put these niggers and them in no good work. You understand? Don't let these niggers and them have no set of good money and all this kind of thing. That is the noise. They're making a noise to keep Israel down, to keep Israel at the bottom of the barrel. Right? So it say, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They have consulted against thy hidden ones." And where's the crafty counsel? As I said, I pull up a document, right? And the document showing you that what these Indian people does do. You see, like when the children go to sit examination, in the room does have people watching them to make sure that they don't cheat or anything like that. And these same people does correct their papers, right? They just try to send in East Indian people so that the East Indian people will look out for the East Indian children that write in the exam. So let we say that our East Indian child write the exam and she get 49 out of 50 wrong. The Elamites that correct in the paper will put it as she get 50 out of 50 right. You understand? So she now will pass that subject, and that time she get 49 wrong. You understand? So it shows you where she is. They just be looking out for their people and make sure that their people get the offices of doctors, lawyers, and these big people in society today. That is what they does be doing. You understand? These Elamites are very wicked. You understand? These Elamites are very wicked. Right? So it say here, verse 4, "They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." And that is the tactics that it was used to cut the nation of Israel off from being a nation, from being wealthy again. You understand? Put them in the low set of jobs, things like construction work, garbage work. You understand? You don't really see Indians doing this kind of work. You understand? You always see Indians in these high-paying jobs. You understand? And that is what it does do. Sometimes, right? Because I can remember putting forth my resume and thing for a job in the hospital, right, as a caretaker. Like these people who does be pushing the patients on their beds, making sure that they go to the rooms and these kind of things, right? And I put in so much resumes and never get a call. And I realize what it is they just do. You see, the Indian names, they just put that on top. You understand? They just put them Indian names on top, right? But the Negro names, when they open the file and they see as a Negro person, because that is why they always be telling you to send a picture. You understand? Send a picture. So when you send a picture and them see that you is a Negro person of the nation of Israel, your file going straight down to the bottom. You understand? So all these Indians going and get you, and your file going and stick right down to the bottom. That is the crafty counsel that these Indian people does do towards the nation of Israel. That is why you see black people today is so low on the poverty line. You understand? So low because of these other nations taking crafty counsel against them. All right? Yeah. So I just want to read I just want to read Psalms 109 2 to 5. All right, Psalms 109 2 to 5. It says, "For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are, are open against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue." Because this is something that even these Indian people does do. They does lie against Jake. You understand? To make sure that Jake don't get nothing pleasant in this life. Right? They compass me about also with words of hatred. Right? Because I will hit you a story of what I've been through just recently, about 2 weeks ago or something like that. Right? They compassed me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. Now, it had a time, just about 2 weeks ago, I was coming from work. Right? So when I was coming from work now, on the pedestrian sidewalk, while I was walking, it had a Jake and a East Indian stand up on the pavement talking. But how they was actually blocking pedestrians from passing. You had to go out in the road to bypass them, and by going out in the road, you could get knocked down from a car. So when I stopped right by them and I told them, I said, "Excuse me, or you could just step aside to allow people to pass, please." And when I said that, the Jake was like, "Yeah, boy, brother boy, sorry about that boy, brother boy." You know? And the Elamite now watching me with the intention to kill. You understand? And then now, when he plays sizing up for me, so I size back up for him because I not allowing these uncircumcised dogs to feel that they could come wrong me with any stupidness. You understand? So he started curse and go on, and this was the words that was coming out his mouth. He said, "All your people is the lowest in society." You understand? Started calling me a vagabond, tell me I looking like a vagabond, and a this and a that and a the other. "Look at how much beard on your face, you're looking like a vagabond." You understand? That is how we started going, right? But I just showing you the mindset of these Elamites and them. The things nothing good of Jake. It had a time I was working with a Elamite man, right? His name is Hafiz because he is deceased. The Lord killed his wicked ass. All right? He said to me, he said that his daughter like a nigger. That is what he does call us. He say, my daughter like a nigger. And you know why I tell she? She better off going in the middle of the road and let a big truck bung she down. You understand? She better off. Right? And it shows you that they hate Jake with a passion. They actually share the same mindset of Esau. They hate Jake with a passion. You understand? Yeah, they hate Jake with a passion. So, yeah, so he did that, right? And what also that us do, that us use Jake for their benefit, right? They will tell you, buy a friend, boy, save money. You understand? Save money and thing. And when you start to save money, right, they will track your progress. How much money you save now? Nah, boy, I only save like about $38,000 I had it, right? And because that even happened to a man, and the Jake say that he used that man, right, to buy his 7-seater. You understand? Because he started pressure the Jake now to lend him the money that he saved. And the Jake end up giving him now and lend him the money that he saved, right? And he went and he buy a car, right? Because look at it, eh? He went to he Elamite boss, and he Elamite boss, who is a millionaire, tell him no, he can't help him. He went to he other Elamite family, and none of them didn't want to help him. So he went to the Jake now, and the Jake, Jake being soft-hearted, and because Israelite people have a love about them. You understand? So he ended up using the Jake and borrowing the money from the Jake, right? And when he borrowed the money, he ended up buying the car, buying the vehicle, right? And he ended up paying back the Jake piece, right? Where the Jake say that he couldn't even save back the money. You understand? So the money come and just dwindle away, right? And what happened is that when that happened now and the man made the final payment to pay back the Jake, the man started to move real wicked with the Jake. He started to move so wicked with the Jake that the Jake had was to leave the truck and jump on another truck. You understand? And that is to show you how wicked these Elamites are. You understand? And today he's a corpse because the Lord killed his wicked ass. You understand? These East Indians are not to be trusted. You can't trust these people because they have no love towards Jake, right? I could remember, now this is years I talking about, long before I came into the truth, right? I was cooking at a restaurant called Batty Mamsel, and it had this Elamite, right? This young Elamite who, when she saw me, she fell in love with me, And while we talking and wherever is the case, I saw a day she come and she spirit was heavy, looking like she was crying and wherever is the case. And she went home and tell her family that she found a man that she fall in love with. And when they inquire, they realize that is a Negro, right? And they told her if she continues to align herself with me, that they will disown her from she heritage, that she will have nothing to collect. And she came with a heavy spirit looking like she was crying, and she told me these things. You understand? And I told her, I say, well, girl, I don't really want to get involved in you and your family, so, you do your thing. You understand? But I'm showing you how they doesn't want Jake to buy into anything prosperous that they doing. Because let me say I was to marry her, I would have had to partake in their riches. I would have had to get some, she would have had to bring some kind of inheritance from there for me. You understand? And they didn't want that. That's why the scripture say that they just keep the wealth within the family. You understand? And that is what they just do. You understand? So I'm just showing you the wickedness of Jake, because I've had so much encounter with them, and all of them was wicked. None of them good. You understand? They have a slang that they say in Trinidad that the only good Indian is a dead Indian. You understand? And it's true. Because even the same man that called Hafiz, who the Lord killed his wicked ass, he told me a story, right? He said in the beginning of time that there were 3 bags. He said there were 3 people and there were 3 bags. He said the white man bust a bag and the white man get pen and paper, which signifies that the white man like to be in offices. You understand? As you could see, that is more the profession, to be in office, sitting down with pen and paper and these kind of things, right? He said the second bag, the Indian bust it and smartness come out of it, which they just try to show that in everything, they just always try to outsmart Negro people. They just always try to feel that they're so smart that they could outsmart Negro people. That is their MO when they're doing business with Negroes. They just always try to outsmart them. You understand? So he said the 3rd bag was left. And he said when the black man bust the 3rd bag, pickaxe and shovel come out of the bag. You understand? And that signifies slavery. You understand? So it shows you how low they think of us Negroes. You understand? I have a next story to hit you. All right, but I will break this lesson up in parts because I have a lot of precepts to bring. Right? So reading on in the Psalms 109 and 3, it says they compass me about with words of hatred, right? Because when you pull them up on the truth, they always like to say, "Oh, they're niggers," and they spew a lot of hatred towards Negro people. You understand? There's always your nigger MC. That is how they like to curse. Then your nigger MC and so that does go on. You understand? So it say here, for my love they are my adversary, but I give myself unto prayer. You understand? And that is what we're supposed to do, to pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to take these other nations out of rulership, to bring these nations to desolation. You understand? Alright? And they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. You understand? And that is what it does do. Because the story I wanted to hit you, right, is this is another story of an encounter with a next Elamite, but this is years before the Lord had called me to this service. All right? I recently, well, during the years that I'm talking about concerning this thing with this Elamite, I bought a new waka, right? And I used to go around my village, waka in people's yard and charging them accordingly, So my brother, he was working with an Elamite, and the Elamite tell him if you know anybody who does cut yard or anything like that. So my brother recommended me. And when I went to the Elamite, right, I had was to pay somebody to bring the waka to the destination, right? And I had to buy gas and all this kind of thing to make sure your waka walking good wherever is the case. So when I went down there, I saw the man, he had a big house, he looked like, the swimming in money, that kind of way. So I cut his yard. His yard was a nice little spread. You understand? So I cut his yard, right? Then he tell me, he say, boy, my mother living right up the road there. She have a little thing there to cut too. So I went and I cut her yard too, right? And that Elamite, when it was time to pay me, he paid me something like $30-something. You understand? And I asked him, I say, well, where is this? He tell me, well, that die for the 2 yard. You understand? And when I watch it, right, the money was nowhere enough. It's about $30 to $40-something or some kind of thing like that he paid. You understand? And I couldn't even pay the driver. I couldn't even really pay the driver anything really out of that. You understand? And it shows you the wickedness of these Elamites, because if it was an Elamite from their nation was doing that work, he was never going to pay, $40-something, $50 or something. You're never going to pay that kind of money. You understand? But it shows you that one of their strategies is to keep Jake poor. You understand? They will never pay Jake the money that is required for their work. You understand? But if a next man of their nation go for that same work, he go and work for big money. You understand? It shows you the wickedness of these Elamites. And that is why the Lord gonna number them to destruction in these days coming. Alright? So I will just end that off there, and I'll make a part 2 to it. Alright?